Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Darlene from Growing with Darlene, and I wanted to show you my garden. I follow a lot of YouTubers on that garden. Uh, excuse me, a lot of content creators who are on YouTube with their gardens, and I'm watching them harvest all these wonderful fruits and vegetables. And I felt a little sad because I live in Zone 6 and I haven't really gotten anything from my garden. And then I realized that everything that I planted pretty much is for a future harvest, like maybe next year or the year after that. I put a lot of energy into growing fruit trees and fig trees, but all these things pretty much it takes a while. And so I'm just going to just share my garden with you anyway, even though I don't really have a harvest yet, because I still have a couple more months before my first frost date. So this is where I'm at now. I have first of all, I planted this. This is a citronella plant, and every year I plant this by the back door to stop the mosquitoes and the flies from running in the house every time the dog goes in and out. And I planted when I first planted, it was like three little plants, and now it's this huge bush. I'm not sure what the browning is about. Maybe the season's turning, or it got too much sun, but its smell is really strong. It's enjoyable, really, but it works. So if you have a back door or an entrance where you have pets coming in and out, you might want to plant a citronella by the back door. And then here is a blueberry, a little small blueberry that I got from Home Depot. It's real tiny. I just put it in this little terracotta pot because I needed to get it planted up pretty quick. Also, I want to show you something. You see this weed right here? It looks like wheat. This one right here. So my dog eats it and it gets him high. He throws up, but he keeps eating it. And we have been living in this house for like 3, 4 years, and I never knew what plant he was getting, and that was making him sick and also giving him a buzz. It's here now, but we don't have to worry about that because he wears a muzzle now. He got some issues, and so he has to keep a muzzle on. But how I discovered that this was the plant. Okay, let me go back. How I discovered that this was the plant is that he came outside without his muzzle and went straight for the plant and snatched a piece off, and then my daughter wrestled him down and got it out of his mouth. But this is the plant. So if you have it around your home and you have pets, you might want to get rid of it. Here's another citronella plant, a little small one. I don't know if you see, this area is all, this is how big this plant is, or the area. And then there's the door. That also needs a paint job, but anyway. Okay, so, and then here I have white potato or red potato. I'm not sure which one it is I planted. But here's the plant. It didn't flower, which is kind of an indicator that it's doing really well. And then it dies off, and then that's when you know that your potatoes are ready. But it has some kind of bugs living in the leaves, and I'm hoping that I still get potatoes. I'm telling you, I got a little discouraged this year because it seemed like the battle with the bugs, I was losing it. One me, two for them. And then this is sage. I like to have the sage here because I use it for Thanksgiving. That's really the only time that I cook with sage because I found out I'm allergic to it. I have a allergic response when I eat it. But on Thanksgiving, when I'm making the stuffing or the dressing, as we say, all bets are off. So I'll just take a few Benadryls and have some dressing. And then here is one of my fig trees. I don't know if y'all remember this one. Oh, it's stuck on this thing. Can you see how big it got? This is one of the 12, 13 ones that I had, that I counted in my other video. And then this little one that I said was all scrambled. Look how big it is. So here's the branch, and then it goes all the way over, all the way over, over to here. Whenever it starts setting figs, it's gonna be great. I hope it does something next year. Beautiful greenery, no fruit. And then here is two little blueberry bushes. I don't know if you can really see that. This one here, and then another one. I planted it next to this figs. I didn't know that the fig was gonna take off like this. Like this one here, excuse me, it was a stick that I got from Ison's Nursery. And I like some of their products, but the fig tree is great. The peach tree and the plum, not so much. There's my fig baby. And then, let me see. Ooh. So there's a fig, 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 and then bell pepper. So I planted this from starts, and it was real tiny, and it didn't do anything. And then the past 30 days, it took off. So here's, you can see a little bell pepper in there, two little ones, and then all these flowers. So we should do pretty good on that part. In here, I planted celery, which is also going to be part of my holiday meal. I'll harvest it, probably freeze it or something, and then break it out. So I'm getting a chance to get some organic celery without having to go to Whole Foods and buy it, if they even have it available. And then this calendula, I planted it in the wintertime in the milk jug method, and it did really well. But I guess the variety that I planted is this really tall one, maybe 24 inches tall. I didn't read the label. I just was like, oh, calendula seeds. So here's, it's almost done. You can see everything's kind of changing here because, again, we're getting ready to enter into the winter season. Well, fall, but it feels like, anyway, the sadness is setting in because I know it won't be any more gardening, or at least outside. And then this plum tree I got from Ison Nursery. And you can see it came with leaf curl. So I've been battling leaf curl ever since I got it. And I need to move it because this very healthy plum tree is starting to show a little sign of leaf curl, but I don't want it to take it over. And then these, I don't know what this plant is, but I selected it just because of its color. And then this is also a start that I got at my local nursery. This purple flower and the orange flower. And then the marigolds. The marigolds also was started in the jug, using the milk jug method, where you put the seeds in the soil and then set it outside, and over spring it will start to grow. And so that worked really well. And can you see in the back, this is butterfly bush. And this butterfly bush has attracted so many hummingbirds, butterflies, a few bees. It smells really sweet as well, like the fig. So this is whole like fragrant block. But I was talking to my daughter this morning, and I was like, why isn't the bugs attacking the leaves on the fig tree? Like, the grasshoppers and the bugs are eating every leaf except for the figs. So then she was like, probably because they're poisonous. And I'm like, that sap, when you break it off, when you break the fig off too soon, it weeps this white stuff, and if you get it on your skin, it's an irritant. So I'm thinking the leaves are poisonous, and so that's why nothing is eating the leaves. So I'm super excited about that, which makes me feel like maybe it won't be a blueberry thing. It's going to be a fig thing. Also, oh, here. And then this is a grapevine that was mixed in with all the other plants, but it grew a lot. And so I made this little stake because I read that you should allow it to travel, the one main vine, to be 6 to 10 feet long. And I don't have that space or the trellising now, so I'm going to try to keep it small and see if it produces grapes for me. Oh, look, got a little friend here. Hello, Mr. Bumblebee. This is a dahlia, and this is another plant that was planted in the milk jug method. And so I didn't know it was going to be this tall. You see how tall this is? It's actually in the whiskey barrel. It's almost as tall as I am. So I'll be I'm gonna plant it again next year, but I'm gonna rethink its location for sure. And then here is my cantaloupe. I planted cantaloupe using the milk jug method too. This is another one because I always want to plant watermelon and cantaloupe and stuff like that, but my growing season is not long enough to direct sow. So I don't know if you can see it. You can see how the leaves are dying away, but I have a cantaloupe right there. You see them? And then a little one right here. And then one down there. I'm not sure if the little ones are gonna have time to mature before the frost date, but we'll see. I'm gonna harvest that big one probably in the next couple weeks. And then this is a honeyberry plant. It looks like a blueberry that's an oblong blueberry, but it tastes just like honey. It's so sweet. And what I like about it is that the leaves are super thick, which is also, it's not sustaining as much damage from the bugs as the other plants. Here's my sweet potato vine. I planted these sweet potatoes, and the vine in the front, I cut it back deeply. But then I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that because I don't know if that's gonna impact on its growth. But what I discovered later is that the vines are going all the way down, all the way around. You see that? There's more over here. That's all the sweet potato vine, all the way to here. So if I cut the front, it should still be fine. That's what I'm hoping. This is my first year planting in grow bags, and I'm hoping that I get some success because year before last, I planted in the raised bed and I didn't get any sweet potato. All I had was lots and lots of greenery, no potato. So we'll see what happens. In the next couple weeks, I will be going through and seeing what we have. You can see that the leaves are starting to die back, so that's a good sign. And then I got some eggplant. And I'm not sure what I'm going to make with it. If I'm going to make eggplant parmesan or... Oh, and here, look, there's another cantaloupe. More marigolds that I planted in an effort to, I don't know, disguise the smell of my food so the bugs won't get it. But I didn't really plant anything that needs marigold. But I like looking at it anyway. And then there's some rosemary. And then St. John wort. Now I heard that this is really good for a lot of different things, like as far as anxiety or mood and stuff like that. And I just like the way it's colored. I like plants that have two different things going on at the same time. And so that was my initial draw. I didn't know what it was at the time. I just got it. And then someone was like, oh, that's St. John wort. And then the vine all the way into here. And then this plant, I don't know what the name of this plant is. My daughter-in-law gave this to me. It's beautiful. The hummingbirds love it. And so it's there. And then this, oh, this is my Asian pear tree. And it used to be in the backyard, but I moved it over here because last year before last, it set fruit and the squirrels took off with all the fruit. So I'm hoping that this year, next year rather, um, we can get some fruit again and I can be out here running them off. This is a gardenia bush and it smells amazing, but I almost threw it away because I thought it was dead. You can see the yellow flowers, yellow leaves rather. I've had this since the beginning, since the spring, and this is the first time that it's actually the flowers are open. So I'm gonna up pot it to something bigger and then protect it, put it in the garage for winter protection. This knockout rose, again, it has two different colors, light yellow and dark yellow when it blooms. But every year, this is like the third year, every year the bugs just tear this up. The Japanese beetles and something else living in here. I'm gonna try to treat the soil this year, and then so when it comes up in the spring, it doesn't just get slammed. But there's a little rose thing there. I'm on the back side of the flowers now. This is a cherry tree, and as you can see from the Swiss cheese leaves, the Japanese beetles, the bugs, it's just been having a great old time. I'm not sure what I can do, but I have the whole winter to investigate how or research how best to save the leaves, stop the damage, other than just out there hand picking the Japanese beetles like I have been doing unsuccessfully, actually. And then here, I don't know what this plant is, but it gives a pretty pink flower, a pretty flower. I need to deadhead it. This is a magnolia tree that I completely wasted my money on from English Garden. Bunch of garbage. Garbage. Look at this. I'm just keeping it here because it provides some good perch places for the birds. And then this is another plant. I don't know what this flower is. I got it at the nursery for color. And it spins, when it makes the flowers open for like one day and then it turns into this. It's a grapevine again. Backside. Oh, here go the honeyberry. Maybe I spoke too soon. The honeyberry looked like she's having some issues. Okay. This is that plum tree. Nectarine tree. Okay. Nectarine tree. So I guess that other one is a nectarine tree too. This is a flower that I just got because of its color. And so is this other one. I don't know what their name is. I know that they're annual. They won't be coming back. And then I do know the name of this one. This little purple one here is called a bachelor button. And it is so cute. I planted like 4 little bitty teeny plants and it spread. I don't know what the name of this flower is, but it has that coloring. And then this red begonia something. I don't know what that is. But again, color selection. But I'm most proud of my pomegranate. Do you see how she has grown from the stick? It was a little stick. I was so mad. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all just gonna get my money like that? And look at it. It's beautiful. I'll have to protect it over the winter, of course, because I don't want it to die all the way back to the ground and start over from scratch. But here, this is the exhaust for the furnace. So I'm going to wrap this over the winter and then let the exhaust or the heat from this work on the plant. I don't know if it's going to work, but that's my plan. And then here you can see I had to put this shade cloth up because, again, the sun was so intense. It was just burning up everything. I couldn't give it enough water. Uh, and so I got this shade cloth from Amazon. And I was stapling it on there first. And then I bought another shade cloth. And it came with these toggles. Game changer. Game changer. And then here's the back of the butterfly bush. And then this other plant, I don't know what the name of this plant is. I just picked it because this window here is my daughter's bathroom. And so she can see this beautiful pink flowering bush. And it'll come back next year. And then here's that magnolia tree that I planted last year. And I thought it was dead. It was completely... It started to set bud, and then it turned brown after that little frost we had at the end of April. But as you can see, she is very much alive. And so now these little petals on the bottom is coming from her rootstock, but I don't want to change it because I need to see what this is first. That's it, y'all. I haven't harvested anything. I had one little eggplant, which I was excited about, but wasn't really enough to make a meal. But there it is. Oh, anyway, look at this, y'all. I'm gonna show you this. This is the cantaloupe vine, and then that cantaloupe in there. This is the backside. And there's an empty space, so I'll probably be putting a whiskey barrel in this spot. Alright, that's it. Nothing to harvest today. In 2 years, we're going to be eating fruit like crazy. Alright, thank you for stopping by. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.